Welcome to Daily Art Day number 2878. I'm back to my camera phone doing the videos, me not in front of it. I don't have as much time today to really set all that up, so we're doing it this way. And plus, I want to show you a couple things. It's hard to do that with the other camera. First off, Snape is coming along pretty good. I actually changed up my design, my composition this morning, and made him a lot larger. I started actually getting detailed into the eye previously, which is this little tiny thing, and what I want, or what I feel is most important with this drawing, is his expression. So I needed the drawing larger in order to get that expression visible, at least. Even if the background elements don't work with that, I still think that the expression is paramount. So I made some changes to make that first, basically. So yeah, just working in graphite right now. Another thing that I wanted to show you, because I tested some materials today, because I have some textures that I want to deal with, and I'm constantly learning materials. You know, I never ever think that I know exactly what each one can do all the time. But here's what's going on. The top one, this is Conte. I smudged it with my finger, with a paper towel. Didn't like the way it looked, mark it all out. Didn't like that one at all. This one is Alpha Color. Smudged it with my finger, a stump, paper towel, worked back into it with a kneadable eraser. It works really well. It sticks hard, and I can get a really soft texture that I like. Plus, I can work back into it without it falling apart. The last three are different types of traditional charcoal. Actually, this one's interesting because look how easy that comes off. So I marked these as fragile. All three of them are very fragile. So the top one is vine charcoal, Nitram green, Nitram red. I don't know if it's B or HB or whatever, but these are wonderful. They have awesome tones, very subtle tones and everything, which is great. But the problem with them is that, like I just showed you, they're just too fragile. I can't deal with that. I mean, I accidentally breathe on it or whatever, and the background's destroyed in some way and I have to redo it. So my choice is going to go with the Steve Houston way, Alpha Color with paper towel, finger, and just working it that way. And it works well with some graphite and some Conte in it. So that works really well. So test your materials, especially when you're working with new textures. That's always really important. The next thing I'm going to talk about, actually, I'm going to remove this drawing carefully, so excuse me. Yeah, sorry about that. I need to put Snape down here carefully. I don't want him to get messed up at the beginning. So this is a really great exercise from The Natural Way to Draw by Nicolaides. I have a photo, two photos actually, of this model. One from the front. So I'm actually looking at the model from the front. I could see his full face. I could see his arms crossed. I'm actually looking this way. But that's the only photo that I see. I wonder if I can show it to you. No, there's nudity in it, so I can't show you that. But anyway, so I'm looking at the front of the model. But I draw the model initially. Here's my initial drawing back here, as if I'm looking at the model from the right side, over his right shoulder. So I'm looking at him this way. So I'm only looking at him from the front, and I have to really kind of guess and do some measurements and figure out what would he look like if I was on his right side. So you do that. That's step one of the exercise. You draw it at a 90-degree angle. Actually, that's the name of the exercise, the 90-degree angle study. You draw it as if you're at a 90-degree angle from the model. Try and figure out how good that looks. And then the second part of this awesome exercise is you look at the actual model from 90 degrees and you draw him from that and you compare what you got right and what you got wrong. So for instance, I didn't get the ear placement right and the neck shape. pretty happy with how I did his arm shape here, and the torso. It's pretty good. Really falls apart in the legs though. Really wonderful exercise for not only getting your memory involved for anatomy and trying to figure out, how well you know the body, and then also testing your knowledge by drawing it from that angle. This would work wonderfully in the studio, in an open studio with a model, because you could spend 20 minutes drawing the model from one angle and then have your break the next, and if it's an extended pose, obviously, and then at the next break you start a new drawing from the other side and you compare the two. It's actually a really wonderful exercise. Check that out. One other thing I want to talk to you about, and this is a practical thing. So, and here, I want to step back and show you. This is my studio / office kind of space. Everything that you see in this corner stays out all the time. I don't put it away. It's always there at a moment's notice. My camera's over there. Everything I need. My easel is always open. My paint bag's open. It's ready to go. And that's the most important thing. Always have your materials ready to go. At the end of the session, sharpen your pencil, sharpen your charcoal, get ready for the next day. That way, at a moment's notice, in the morning or whenever you start artwork, maybe you only have a limited amount of time in the day. You're not fussing around with trying to get things sharpened, figuring out where your pencil is, figure out where your erasers are, where's your paper, where's everything you need. You don't have to worry about it. It's all right there within seconds of reach. I can get started on art in literally less than 30 seconds. I'm ready and I'm going. So definitely one of the biggest tips I can give you is have your materials at hand all the time. Yeah. Anyway, so Snape, looking pretty good. Test your materials, know how they work. Check out Nicolaides and the Natural Way to Draw 90-degree angle study. Really awesome. Always have your materials ready. Wow, all kinds of tips today. Anyway, hope you enjoyed. See you next video, and until then, keep creating.